Well, fellas, I don't know where I messed up at, but I pushed the wrong button. Ended the video. But here we are. The wire is coming down right here. I'll get my light in the right spot. There we go. The wire's coming right down right here, just about 4 inches below where that grommet goes through the A-post, the door frame, and I came in between the dash frame and this harness, and above that little Christmas tree tie. See there, and went up come around here and fed it out that hole, and looks like we got just enough without a whole bunch of slack to reach where the iDash gauge is going to mount right here on the side of the A-post handle. Old Gail Banks thinks of everything. And we've also got to feed this harness for the OBD connector. We got to feed it through there. So let's run the same route. Okay, we got that fed through, coming out the same spot. And we're not hooked to anything. We just fed right up through there. And we'll worry about the slack when we get there. Let's go ahead and take the A-post loose. The display cone, you take that block out, or that blank, and that's where that goes in there. So the wires are going to come up through there, so we need to take that off. And a good little pick is handy in case you need to take a cap plug like this off, or there's cheesecake in the refrigerator and you can't reach it and you don't want to leave fingerprints behind. So just pop that off, and the top one as well. And you want to try to be cautious so you don't mar it all up. There, we got it. Well, we'll find that later. And I believe those are two 10mm bolts that go in there. And those little cap plugs are different. So this one we're going to stow away, but the other one we got to keep to put back in the top. And I had to go dig around in the garden where I was last working, that I had a 10mm socket. I found it. I didn't have to dig very deep. Where I planted potatoes, they're not growing yet. But the horseradish is. The horseradish is coming up. Anyway, we'll get them out. I got the 2 bolts out, just give it a good tug and it comes off. I need to clean that up because my hands are dirty from digging in the garden for my 10mm socket. So we take these, both of these harnesses, and we'll shove some of that one back down. We don't need all that. Get them kind of equal. Come in there in that little void there. Come back in there so it's going to be out of the way and won't get pinched when we put the A-post cover back on. And then we need to feed well, let's see, got to be a certain one because you got a hole and the other one doesn't have a hole in it. It's got a little web on it. So your wires are going to go through there, and obviously this is going to go on there like that. And there's a screw that goes in there that replaces the bolt that we got to use to mount this back tight. It'd be handy if there was a hole where you could just use a screwdriver and go through there, but Gale didn't think about that. I guess he didn't want to drill a hole in his name. Maybe he thought that that was a better plan. Anyway, we'll see. So we'll hold this up there, and looks like we're going to have to open that little clip hole up a little bit so the wires will fit through there. Oh, Gale, he even provides a hex drive, I don't know what they call that, those kind of bits, but stepper drill bit, I guess. But we'll use that and drill through the bottom there. That will kind of void its ability to retain that clip. So when you go to put, if you have to put the system, the truck back together factory, you'll have to use a little dab of silicone or something to hold that end on. But that's the only modification that I'm actually making, other than that little hole in that rubber grommet. And I drilled the hole, and I used the kind of pushed the drill bit off to one side and to the other, kind of made it look like a Mickey Mouse head, so that I'd have enough corner space for the connector to go through with one of the harnesses already fed in. So we'll feed those two harnesses in there, and you need to put both of the connectors in and then feed the harness through, because the OBD harness jacket's kind of thick. Now when you're putting this back in, you got to line that pin up with the hole there, and then slam that dude in place, get those clips in there, then take your what I do with it, where's my, I lost my, there it is, this thing. Grab the little rubber door seal, pull the edge back out over the top of the A-post cover so it fits right. Then we can go ahead and put the top bolt in. We're not going to use the bottom one. We're going to use that screw that come with it, come with the kit. But we're not going to tighten this up. We're just going to draw it up so it'll hold steady. If it was any longer, it'd leave a bump on that side, but anyway. So we got this. Now we got, you see that's gray, and this is black, and this is black. Well, I guess that looks okay. Anyway, I wished it would fit under there. There's enough of a blind spot there. Anyway, so we feed these into this bottom hole. Yeah, it's not secure. I didn't mount it, it's just kind of stuck in there. The harness is holding it in place. Got the two wires pulled through. So we'll get the gauge and get it connected. I think now we need to put the screw in there. That's what we need to do next. Now see, there's your original screw or bolt. And there's the screw that Gale Banks sent with his kit. And It comes with the washer. Make sure you put that washer on. I don't know, the hole in that where it goes through the housing, it might not be small enough, so the screw might want to pull through. So you want to put that washer on there. And then Gale Banks, he likes, I like to say that, Gale Banks. He sends me a, what is that? That's probably about a 1/8 inch, maybe. Allen wrench, so you can put the bolt in there and go through the hole. I'm gonna have to use both hands. Now you can see I just got the bolt set in there. I haven't even tried to turn it yet, but we'll use the Allen wrench right through there and tighten that up 1/8 of a turn at a time. Well, I was experimenting, and look at that. Gale Banks thinks of everything. That wobble head is so you can put that wrench on there like that and tighten it, spin it, and then once you get it snug and you can't turn it no more, then you put that end on there and tighten it up. Boy, that Gale Banks, he thinks of everything. Now we got this is secure. We still got to tighten that one. We got to get the gauge. Now, because I had ordered this as a set, the Derringer with the iDash, it already come with that termination lug in there. And if I was going to have a setup with 2 gauges, 2 iDashes, then this one would go in the one that is in the final, the last one in the series. But they've already installed it, so all I got to do is put the 2 connectors on. There's a 4 and a 6-pin connector, so it's pretty obvious which one goes where. We get it plugged in, you'll hear them click in place, lock in place, and then we just press fit that in the housing. Now they're both in there. You can see that's the top of the gauge. Your little connector lock tabs go to the top. And once we've got those connected, then we can reach down here and grab on our 2 harnesses and pull down as we push inward. Now, just make sure you pull them cables down evenly. Don't let them, one of them bunch up in the cup. And then just kind of center up your gauge and press it in. And it seats and it holds on there right nice. Then I tucked the slack up in there so I can put the cover back on. And that's upside down. It won't work upside down. That's in place. Then all we got to do is work on the slack here and plug this into the OBD port. And turn the key on. I went ahead and tightened that top bolt, put the blank plug back in. Shows engine coolant temperature as 50 degrees. The engine had been running, and the ambient air temperature, AAAT, is 45 degrees, and battery voltage is 12.1. And well, let's see, ambient air temperature is 42 degrees. That shows 45. That's pretty close. I don't know what the 3-degree discrepancy is, but that's okay. Anyway, we got to figure out how to run it now, but that's how you install it. Just remember to pull that slack up and get it up out of the way so you don't catch it on the parking brake or on your foot, or have it in the way of anything else. Thank you guys for watching. Share, like, and subscribe. Comment if you will. If you've installed any of these Banks products, be pretty cool if you comment and tell me what you think. It shows a RPM of 781. Let's see what the information on the vehicle says. I thought there was a tachometer there. I guess there ain't. I thought there was a tachometer in that, but it shows like 750. They're on the analog gauge. That's 750. That's pretty close. That's a good deal. All right, guys. Have a good day.